like our pictures on Instagram, and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Also, you can watch us live on the ZIZ mobile app and our website, zizonline.com. No matter where you are, ZIZ is just a click away. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, reaching you wherever you are.
In the top stories, COVID-19 bill passed in Parliament. Health Minister supports COVID-19 bill, and Prime Minister says government assures that St. Kitts Nevis will never be backlisted again. The details on these stories and more after the break.
In your formative years, we were there. When you got the good news and the bad, we were right there with you. Through all your great adventures, we were always right by your side. Now that life has thrown us a curveball, we are still here. And as we navigate this difficult period, the SKCCU will continue to be there for you and your family to help you through. We will assist you in safely and efficiently accessing your funds through our digital platforms, online banking, mobile banking, ATMs, and even our drive-through services. We can get through this together with responsible financial decisions by making food and medication a priority, practicing proper hygiene, maintaining social distancing, and constant prayer.
We're here for you.
We're still here.
We will get through this together.
SKCCU will continue to be your financial partner for life.
Why wait until the holidays? Avoid the rush. Visit Perfume Shop Port Zante for all the perfume brands you love and gift sets for your loved ones. Remember, you are never fully dressed without perfume. Visit Perfume Shop Port Zante and like us on Facebook. Perfume Shop St. Kitts.
My favorite time of the year is Christmas.
Advertise on ZIZ Radio, ZIZ Television, Big Wave, and our online platforms to reach more customers this holiday season. Let ZIZ tailor a holiday advertising solution to meet your need of reaching more customers during this period of increased shopping. Bring more customers to your business with a tailored holiday advertising solution from ZIZ. Call our advertising sales department at 465-2621 to lock in your advertising schedule. ZIZ, we provide advertising solutions that work. Call us at 465-2621 and get results.
Time like Christmas, New Year's and Easter on my agenda as precious songs of mine. But I love Christmas time.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. After much deliberation, the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill was passed in the Federal Parliament on Tuesday. The bill provides for public health and other interventions to prevent, control, and suppress the transmission of the COVID-19 virus and for related matters. Attorney General and Chairman of the Disaster Mitigation Council, Honorable Vincent Byron Jr., who led the debate on the bill, said the bill is critically important and is intended to ensure a more permanent solution to public safety.
As we seek to establish a workable framework that will continue to fortify our defenses in the face of the clear and present danger of a common enemy. We will also continue to explore creative ways in which to stimulate the economy, to assist the destitute, and to regulate our affairs in such a way that we continue to promote stability within this country.
Minister Byron said the government is exercising common decency to protect the general public, and citizens and residents should do the same and adhere to the health and safety protocols.
Mr. Speaker, it is common decency, but you should wear a mask to protect others from being contaminated by too close personal contact. It is common decency to regulate public behavior during dangerous times. It is common decency, Mr. Speaker, to quarantine those who have been exposed. It is common decency to isolate those who have been infected.
The Attorney General stated that the country has to remain vigilant. The COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill 2020 received its first reading in the National Assembly on October 15th. Federal Minister of Health, Honorable Akila Barron-Nisbet, has thrown her full support behind the COVID-19 Prevention and Control Bill, which seeks to provide for public health and other interventions to prevent, control, and suppress the transmission of the COVID-19 virus and for related matters.
We recently reopened our borders to accept returning nationals, tourists, international travelers. Consequently, Mr. Speaker, the risk of reimportation of the virus is currently extremely high. In that regard, the COVID-19 bill would provide the legal framework to support the interventions proven to contain this contagious disease.
Experts around the world and local health professionals tout the non-pharmaceutical measures of wearing face masks, sanitizing hands, social and physical distancing, and avoiding large crowds as the best way to curb the spread of the virus. Minister Barron-Nisbet endorsed these measures and said that, quote, legislative and regulatory measures must be put in place to continue to safeguard the population. The non-pharmaceutical measures and other safety protocols are included in the various iterations of emergency powers regulations that were issued periodically since the end of March 2020. Since it has been passed, the bill removes the need for temporary emergency regulations and establishes a more permanent solution until the COVID-19 threat is eliminated. Honorable Barron-Nisbet commended frontline workers, officials of the National COVID-19 Task Force, and other public and private sector officials who answered the call for an all-of-society approach in the fight against COVID-19. By making the necessary legislative amendments, now the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is ensuring that the Twin Island Federation is never again listed as a non-cooperative tax jurisdiction, a classification that causes significant reputational damage to listed nations. That's according to Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris as he made his presentation during National Assembly on Tuesday.
Because a blacklist in fact does that. It is a signaling to the rest of the world with which whom you are engaged that something is awry with some aspect of the governance agenda. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we will not chance those things. We have come a long way. We have in the past been blacklisted on several occasions. And those who have been involved know how hard and difficult it was to move from that descent to a place again of recognition as one who was cooperating with the good governance agenda.
In February, St. Kitts and Nevis was removed from the European Union's list of non-cooperative jurisdictions. The European Council slated that the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has managed to implement all the necessary reforms to comply with EU tax good governance principles ahead of the agreed deadline and is therefore removed from Annex 2. Annex 2 is referred to as the grey list, while Annex 1 is called the black list. Prime Minister Harris spoke of the work the government had to do to get off the EU's list.
It meant that in December, After budget, we had to go to the parliament again to meet certain deadlines, so as to ensure that by the official deadline they had given, by the end of the year, our legislative framework was consistent with their expectations. So we have come a long way to get where we are. And it will be foolhardy, it will be foolish, if having worked so diligently over this long stead to get us back where we are to be, at the apex of highly performing countries, that will allow any stubbornness to take us back down from whence we came.
Prime Minister Harris said that the amendments to the income tax bill will ensure full compliance with international good governance standards and will ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis meets its commitments to the EU and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and in so doing, avoid the reputational damage. And in other national news, 2 persons have escaped serious injury after a traffic accident on the Island Main Road on Tuesday night. According to the police, the accident occurred near the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine after 8 p.m. involving motorcar PA 682. The police say the driver was traveling towards Sandy Point and when coming out of a ditch near Ross University, lost control and the vehicle flipped over several times, landing on its roof. Both the driver and passenger were taken to the JNF General Hospital, where they were treated for minor injuries and discharged. After the break, autopsy performed on the body of Arthur Jacobs and Mohammed charged, and frontline workers, NEOC and HEOC receive high praise. Stay with us.
Yes, it's the 3 happy days pre-Christmas clearance at Hospice Building and Nevis Centers. This Thursday, November 19th to Saturday, November 21st, with 25% off store-wide on all discountable items. Happy deals, happy savings, happy discounts, happy days at Hospice. This 3 happy days weekend, Thursday, November 19th to Saturday, November 21st. 25% off store-wide on all discountable items. Hospice 3 happy days for Christmas clearance weekend sale. Thursday, November 19th to Saturday, November 21st. Don't miss it. Happy days at Hospice. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. With LLB. Live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime, and bitters. Live, love, be.
Use your National Bank Visa debit card 5 times or more weekly for a chance to win a $500 shopping spree. Compliments of National Bank. So think twice the next time you want to use cash. Choose your National Bank Visa debit card instead, because you might be the next lucky winner.
What's going on?
Tony Frederick! You've just won National Bank's Cashless SKN $500 weekly shopping sweepstakes.
Use your National Bank Visa debit card every transaction for a chance to be the next lucky winner.
I've just never won anything before in my life.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here. Always here.
Dr. Blake's General Dentistry and Orthodontics, located on South Independence Square Street in Basseterre, is the place to discover that perfect smile you have always dreamt of. With convenient hours to serve you, Dr. Blake's Dental assures the best preventative and restorative care to guarantee the health and beauty of your smile. Call 466-7622 for your appointments.
Year-old Arthur Bell, also known as Arthur Jacobs of Ponds Pasture, on November 16, 2020, by resident pathologist Dr. Adrian Nunes. Dr. Nunes concluded that his death was as a result of multiple shock and multiple trauma injuries. Meanwhile, 44-year-old Inshan Mohammed of Pine Gardens, Shadwell Housing, was arrested and charged for the offense of causing death by dangerous driving on Tuesday, November 17th. He's accused of causing the death of Arthur Bell of Ponds Pasture, with whom he collided in a traffic accident on November 13, 2020. Mohammed is currently in police custody. According to reports, the accident occurred sometime after 6 p.m. Mohammed was traveling from Bird Rock towards Central Bastille, and after passing the main entrance of the Salt Station, he collided with Bell, who was at the time crossing the road. Bell was transported to the JNF General Hospital by the Emergency Medical Service via ambulance, where he later died. Frontline workers and members of the National COVID-19 Task Force in St. Kitts and Nevis, who were instrumental in ensuring that citizens and residents remain safe and secure during the COVID-19 pandemic over the past several months and in the immediate future, came in for high praise during the sitting of Parliament on Tuesday, November 17th. During her presentation, Honorable Wendy Phipps made the special mention of Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws, Medical Chief of Staff at the Joseph N. France General Hospital, Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, and Abdias Samuel, Chair of the National COVID-19 Task Force.
Their leadership, their selflessness, their sacrificial guidance, their love of country was evident in the long hours, the advice, the spur of the moment arrival at meetings that were important, and their leadership of the task force by extension. We at the same time would have to give due credit to the security forces of our country, our frontline workers, immigration, customs, CASPA, NEMA, the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, who are all part and parcel of the thrust towards getting the COVID-19 pandemic under control.
Minister Phipps also recognized the COVID-19 Compliance Task Force that continues to professionally execute its duties.
At the same time, we also thank those workers, the compliance officers, who would have labored continuously in terms of making sure that the non-pharmaceutical protocols that are in place to this point to save lives, since there is still no vaccine, regardless of what AstraZeneca, Moderna, and others would have touted as their 95% or 90% efficacy in terms of getting close to a vaccine that should deal with the pandemic. But in the interim, these are the people we must rely on. And while we continue within the context of the state of emergency, we still would require their services and their selflessness when it comes to their own personal time and families that would have been sidelined in the interest of national development and, again, out of love of country.
Deputy Speaker, Senator Honorable Bernice Nisbet, also used the occasion to thank all the healthcare frontline workers, the district medical officers, the doctors in medical institutions, the matron at JNF General Hospital, the community and hospital nurses, the emergency medical technicians, the lab technicians, the orderlies and auxiliary staff, quote, for the tremendous job they do every day to ensure the safety of our nation. The Ministry of Education has added another bus to its fleet. The vehicle was commissioned in a ceremony at the Stanford Building on Wednesday. Minister of Education, Honorable John L. Powell, explained that the bus was obtained using funds within the Ministry of Education and funds distributed by the Ministry of Finance.
The bus comes to us after a competitive bidding system, and at the end of that system, we would have relied on the SL Horsford and Company to provide us with this bus to the tune of some $174,000. I am further advised that some $93,000 of which would have come from the existing budget of the Ministry of Education, and the remainder of $81,000 through an additional allocation by the Ministry of Finance. So I use this opportunity first and foremost to commend the financial officer within the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Melvan Basu, along with the rest of the team.
He also explained that the bus will be used to assist the students at the Cotton Thomas Comprehensive School.
I'm happy to say that it will specifically be used for the transportation of our students at the Cotton Thomas. So it will be the second bus made available to the students at the Cotton Thomas School, and we appreciate that they do have some additional needs, and particularly at this time when we're battling the COVID-19 pandemic, and when we have schools like Cotton Thomas on a shift system, there is a need for additional transportation in order to maintain social and physical distancing, and so we're pleased to be in a position to provide another bus.
The minister concluded his remarks by giving commendations to the bus drivers within the Ministry of Education who have been working throughout the COVID-19 pandemic to assist persons in the Ministry of Health. And finally, on the local scene, in an effort to advance the agricultural product within St. Kitts and Nevis, the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine donated a bull to the Department of Agriculture as part of its livestock breeding initiative. During a recent handing over ceremony in Mansion Village, Associate Professor Dr. Aspinas Chapwania said he is pleased with the initiative.
So we are happy again to be able to be here on this day where we are still enhancing our livestock production on the island. The Ross students that have been instrumental in these programs have put together some money and acquired a bull that they will be donating to the Department of Agriculture, and today we'll be handing over.
President of the American Association of Bovine Practitioners, Tyler Oxley, spoke of the advantages of the livestock program.
Thank you to the leadership of St. Kitts for helping us to get this bull donated. It's truly an honor to be up here and be able to donate this bull to help diversify the genetics here at the St. Kitts National Herd. It's also a pleasure to be able to work with the local farmers on all our PALP trips. I just want to say thank you to all of them. It's definitely a pleasure to be able to go out there and help us learn as the students. I know we all really appreciate it as members, coming out there to learn and see all of the techniques that we're taught in our curriculum.
Minister of Agriculture Honorable Alexis Jeffers, who accepted the donation on behalf of the Department of Agriculture, said, quote, "It gives me great pleasure to stand here and express how thankful we are and profound that this particular initiative is for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis." Others who attended the handing over ceremony were the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ron Dublin Collins, Dean of Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Sean Callanan, President of the American Association of Bovine Practitioners, Tyler Oxley, and Ross student Caitlin Guidry. Coming up in regional news, Guyana government in talks with Qatar for construction of mobile COVID-19 hospital. The details when we come back.
It's that time again! It's triple cashback season! Triple cashback season is the time when you get triple savings and triple the cashback for more free groceries at Hosford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Triple cashback coupons, even for more free groceries! Yes! For the rest of 2020, Hosford's Furniture and Appliances is tripling your savings with triple cashback coupons for even more free groceries for all Flex Pay Higher purchase customers. Triple cashback is back! More savings and more free groceries. Hosford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. Triple cashback season. Triple the savings. Triple the cashback for free groceries. Don't miss it.
How can we help? I want faster speed in St. Kitts and Nevis.
You know what I mean? I want quick help 24/7 and fast access to customer care with no hidden fees, and don't leave us hanging.
I want lots of data for apps and cool content.
I want to be rewarded.
Same.
Let's go.
We promise better speeds, better support, better plans, better content, and better rewards. This is Better Together.
You know it.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Are you wondering what to do this holiday season?
will it be the same? Will you be able to give your family all that they need? Well, with TDC Financial Services, all your holiday woes will disappear. You can get up to $35,000 unsecured for your holiday needs. Give us a call at 465-6516 or 469-0054 to find out how we can help to make your holidays happier for you and your family. TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
My favorite time of the year is Christmas.
Advertise on ZIZ Radio, ZIZ Television, Big Wave, and our online platforms to reach more customers this holiday season. Let ZIZ tailor a holiday advertising solution to meet your need of reaching more customers during this period of increased shopping. Bring more customers to your business with a tailored holiday advertising solution from ZIZ. Call our advertising sales department at 465-2621 to lock in your advertising schedule. ZIZ, we provide advertising solutions that work. Call us at 465-2621 and get results.
Time like Christmas, New Year's and Easter on my agenda as precious and sublime. But I love Christmas time.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. As COVID-19 numbers continue to mount in Guyana, the government has begun talks with Qatar for assistance with the construction of a field hospital. The details in this report from Tamika Rodney.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, during Tuesday's COVID-19 update, disclosed that the government is eyeing several proposed sites for the establishment of a mobile COVID-19 hospital.
President Irfan Ali has spoken to the Emir of Qatar, and we are working on getting a field hospital to Guyana. And so those discussions are ongoing, and in fact they're in a very advanced stage. So we're expecting very shortly that we'll have those arrangements in place, and we'll start getting those material in to set up that field hospital.
The field hospital, also known as a large mobile medical unit, will be used to temporarily care for casualties on site before they are safely transported to a more permanent medical institution.
We have identified some potential sites, but we're waiting on the finalization of those discussions. We have proposed certain sites, and we are waiting on those discussions to finalize before we announce where we are putting it.
He anticipates that the mobile hospital will detect more COVID-19 cases in far-fetched areas. Meanwhile, with hopes of an effective vaccine against COVID-19 being bolstered with the announcement of large-scale clinical trial data from Pfizer, BioNTech and Moderna suggesting their vaccine candidates are more effective, Guyana could be one step closer to preventing the disease through immunization. Dr. Anthony was questioned about Guyana's preparedness for the possibility of acquiring either of the two vaccines. He noted that as a member of the COVAX facility, there is a high chance that either of the vaccines will be distributed to Guyana once approved by the various regulatory bodies. However, the requisite storage mechanisms will first have to be put in place.
That's going to pose a challenge because in our cold chain network in Guyana, we don't have such refrigerators. So if we are getting those types of vaccines, it would mean that we have to buy these refrigerators and put that type of infrastructure in place.
The health minister informed that Moderna vaccine is more compatible with the country's existing cold chain system.
So that is very hopeful and very optimistic news that you have a vaccine now that we can use with our existing infrastructure. But we'll see, because we are getting these vaccines through COVAX, and we'll see what arrangements COVAX would make.
Frontline workers in the healthcare system and other categories of the workforce are first in line to be immunized locally. Subsequently, the vaccine will be given to persons with underlying conditions such as diabetes, cancer, HIV, and the elderly. Tamika Rodney reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Coming up, Boeing 737 MAX jet gets green light to fly again. International news is next.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry? Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Paint it, tile it, improve it. Your walls, paint it. Your floors, tile it. Your home, improve it. Huge savings at the Hartsford's Building Center. Paint it, tile it, improve it. Sales event happening now. Yes. Come to Hartsford's Building Center now and get savings of 25% off all paint and up to 75% off all tile. Yes, yes. Nothing's ever keep at Hartsford's with up to 75% off piles of tiles in all styles and 25% off all paint. Come now and get a chance to win $500 shopping spree at Value Mart with the purchase of 5 gallons of paint or more. That's right. Buy 5 gallons or more of paint and you'll get a chance to win $500 in free groceries. Starting now until December 31st, 2020. It's your home, so paint it, tile it, improve it at Hartsford's Building and Nevis Center's year-end Paint It, Tile It, Improve It sale. Come now, save big, and simply paint it, tile it, and improve it. The event starts now and ends December 31st, 2020. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Without limits, happy and free. The skin you're in with no apology. The one to seize the day. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. With LLB. Live, love, be. Live, love, be. Be who you know you can be. Grab an LLB. Live, love, be. Angostura, lemon, lime, and bitters. Live, love, be.
Introducing the new Digicel Prime Bundle. More data to listen more with D-Music. Watch more with Playgo. Share more with Sportsmax. Chat more with Bip. Plus extra data. It's simply more bundled together. 23 gigs for 3 days for only $12. More data, more fun. Activate today on the My Digicel app.
For the entire month of November, Smart Electronics is having the biggest sale on the island. 3 in 1. Yes, 3 sales in 1 month. From the 1st to the 26th. And on the 27th is their massive store-wide Black Friday sale. And don't forget, on the 30th is Cyber Monday. You get to take advantage of all. And when I say all, I mean all gadgets and electronics store-wide. Included cell phones, tablets, smart TVs, laptops, refrigerators, washing machines, and much more. So don't you miss out on the biggest sale on the island. 3 in 1 sale for the entire month of November. Terms and conditions apply. Smart Electronics, where to live a smart life.
Welcome back. The U.S. aviation regulator has just given the approval for Boeing's troubled 737 MAX jet to fly again. Its fleet has been grounded worldwide for nearly 2 years after a pair of crashes killed about 350 people. The planes would be allowed to take to the skies, but only after they are fitted with new software and pilots are retrained. Al Jazeera's Rob McBride reports.
It's been one of the worst crises to face Boeing, and it's damaged trust in the aviation industry as a whole. The 737 MAX, the latest generation of the world's best-selling aircraft, was grounded in March last year after 2 crashes within months that killed 346 people. The first was a Lion Air flight from Indonesia in 2018, followed by an Ethiopian Airlines flight 5 months later. Both crashes were traced to a fault that caused the plane's software to fight against the pilot and put the plane into an uncontrollable dive. Subsequent investigations blamed Boeing for technical failings and a lack of transparency, which it has struggled to overcome.
We absolutely have to rebuild confidence in the airplane, and that starts with getting it certified, bringing it back to service.
Given US regulator the FAA's influence, this is an important step for Boeing, but it still has to convince other international aviation authorities. and convincing passengers the plane is safe to fly will likely take some time.
It's not just the technical aspect. Boeing has to win over the confidence of the travelers that it's safe for passengers to fly on MAX again.
With compensation claims still being pursued in Indonesia, relatives of victims there believe it's too early to allow the 737 MAX to fly again. Anton Sahadi lost 2 brothers-in-law in the Lion Air crash.
We want to be absolutely sure that the 737 MAX is safe. Don't let it be just about profits and money and put human considerations aside.
And for Boeing and the airlines who fly its planes, this crisis has now been overtaken in any case by the global pandemic. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera.
Up next in sports, St. Peter's FC crushed Elko Limited in the SKNFA Premier League, and Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper happy to be back on the field. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
My favorite time of the year is Christmas.
Advertise on ZIZ Radio, ZIZ Television, Big Wave, and our online platforms to reach more customers this holiday season. Let ZIZ tailor a holiday advertising solution to meet your need of reaching more customers during this period of increased shopping. Bring more customers to your business with a tailored holiday advertising solution from ZIZ. Call our advertising sales department at 465-2621 to lock in your advertising schedule. ZIZ, we provide advertising solutions that work. Call us at 465-2621 and get results.
Time like Christmas, New Year's and Easter on my agenda as precious and some night, but I love Christmas time.
Covering the cough. No, cough in the everlasting. The coronavirus is bad. So there is one thing we can do. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. To keep away the flu, there is one thing we must do. Wash our hands, wash our hands, wash our hands.
Press up in sports. St. Peter's FC crushed Elko Limited 8-0 to virtually book their spot in the Super 6 playoffs. In the meantime, St. Paul's dismissed Trafalgar South Stars 3-1 to continue their good record in the Premier League. We join Andre Huey for more.
Also, St. Paul's United drubbed the Trafalgar South Stars 3-0 on Saturday night at the Warner Park in the SKNFA Premier League. Scoring for St. Paul's, Keith Roy Freeman in the 37th minute, Donroy Libert in the 45th minute, and Anthony Keynes in the 83rd minute. The lone goal from South Stars came from Clarissa Gums in the 61st minute. Here are highlights of the match brought to you by the SKNFA in association with SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio. Commentators Al Edwards and Essington Watts.
Here they come, St. Paul's, Nurse. Try to free Freeman. Freeman gets it from Nurse this time, from Libert this time. Freeman gets it to the box. Freeman slides it in. Freeman slides it in. Number 1.
This time was on his stronger foot, Al. That was a very good one. He made a good run inside the box and just slid it across the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper had no chance. So Freeman continue in his goal scoring form. His last 2 matches he missed out, but this time he didn't miss out at all, scoring the first goal for St. Paul's. So St. Paul's on the way again for another victory.
Yes, he does get the ball inside. Nice little back heel. Kimber pulls the trigger. Ball cleared and then finally scored. Looks like Donroy Libert is making a habit of it now. Scored in the finals for the FA Cup. The ball came out right in his favour and he slammed it in the back of the net. It's built from a defense that couldn't handle their own clearance properly, and he stuffed it back in the net.
Very good goal by Libert. So they're very good form. Here comes a long, beautiful ball.
Shot by Clarissa Gums. Goal by Gums. They've broken the clean sheet of St. Paul's. Answered one of our questions.
Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. That's a long ball, a nice push of play. The ball was played to the wide right.
It's come up. Shot on goal again. Clearance partially. Who can shoot? Shot on goal. This time a goal from Keynes. Anthony Keynes. The right back. The number 2 man. Got all the way up in the box. Slammed it goalward from an acute angle. The goalkeeper was unsighted, and ball just curved into the far corner. The side netting.
Very good shot indeed. I say goalkeeper was unsighted. There were so many bodies inside the box. Goalkeeper was very much unsighted.
Coach of St. Paul's, Iroy Kunga Jeffers, was pleased with the win.
What I think about the game, the thought about the game is that the most important thing was the 3 points. That's the most important thing, was the 3 points.
Atkins Phillip, manager of Trafalgar South Stars, believes the team could have had a better result, but is confident his team will remain in the Premier League.
Yes, we could have a better results because we kind of start slow tonight, and that kind of hampers. We have an advantage right now. We have 10 points with at least 1 more games, and the other teams have 6 points. One have 1 more game with 6 points, and that definitely they can't make it. But the other team at Mantab, they have 2 more games as also. So we right now we on the brink of staying up.
In the night's other match, St. Peter's crushed Elko Limited Security Forces 8-0 to all but book their spot in the inaugural Super 6 playoffs. Goal scorers Deanna Stevens in the 10th minute, Kirkland Harris in the 62nd minute, to Jean Isaac scoring 4 goals in the 60th, 66th, 69th and 74th minutes, Kareem Harris in the 77th minute, and Taekwon Tyrrell in the 82nd minute.
Trinidad senior men's football team coach Terry Fenwick is happy to have some of his overseas-based players back in training. Among those players was goalkeeper Marvin Phillip, who is happy to be back on the field of play. Ken Fuentes of TTT Sports has more.
Fenwick says he was happy to have his experienced players back in his sessions.
Absolutely, it's great to see them back in Trinidad. And when I look at Guerra and Primus, Joseph, Marvin Phillip, you've got some excellent names there that the public are well aware of. They've been in quarantine and this is them starting back with the national side. So great to have that experience around us.
Coach Fenwick adds he is continuously looking to build for the future while his team evolves.
And what I'm trying to achieve here is over time my numbers will go down as well as the age group will go down. I'm looking for a very young, vibrant Trinidad and Tobago local national side. And by young, I'm talking 16 through to 21, that's what I'm looking at. So I can get development into these youngsters and they're learning different things. And it's not kids that have come out of college league football at 20. I need them to get development sessions over a number of years before they hit their 20s.
He says when the experienced players come back into the squad, he wants them to share their knowledge with the younger players to assist with their development. Goalkeeper Marvin Phillip, who was playing in India, was happy to be back and shaking off the rust of inactivity. He says he was pleased with his first session with Fenwick as national team coach. Coach Fenwick says he was happy to have his experienced players back in his sessions. His first session with Fenwick as national team coach.
It's good. I have worked with Terry before on at the club level with Jabalti. He's a pretty decent coach and he gets a lot out of the players.
Phillips adds it's great for the national team to be back on the field after a long period of inactivity.
Definitely a positive sign, you know, as you said, players were out of football for 8 to 9 months, you know. We know the pandemic is going on, so we'll definitely be close to a year. So the onus is on the players to put in that hard work, to have themselves sharp and ready for when international football is ready. The administrators, they have the work to do, they have the work cut out for them, but you know, we as players have to put in the work for us to make sure that we are physically ready for when international football is ready to start.
Kent Fuentes, TTT Sports.
And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Everybody beware and you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
Make a list of emergency food supplies you would need to buy if a hurricane threatens. Do not pack your refrigerator or freezer with lots of perishable food. Stock up on food that does not require cooking or refrigeration. Don't forget special food for babies and diabetics. Also, necessities such as laundry detergent, toilet paper and sanitary napkins, toothpaste and soap.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. COVID-19 bill passed in Parliament. Health Minister supports COVID-19 bill, and Prime Minister says government assures that St. Kitts and Nevis will never be blacklisted again. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Berridge. Goodbye.
Skillex Interactive Voice Response System. A new 24-hour automated call-in service. Access it now at 465-2000 to report faults, receive bill balances, and for the first time ever, you can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Access it now by calling 465-2000.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Extend the conversation to social media. Share your ideas with Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris and get his thoughts on current matters that pertain to the development of St. Kitts and Nevis. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Follow him on Facebook and Twitter. Get the latest news there. Engage with him on matters of importance to you. Extend the conversation. Ready, set, go.
Introducing the Superior Comfort Maximum Protection Hypoallergenic Washable and Reusable Face Mask from Sun Island Clothes. The two-layer design offers several great benefits. Layer 1, water repellent technology, hypoallergenic, washable and reusable, material that meets barrier levels according to the AAMI PB70 standard. Layer 2, a soft knitted fabric that has moisture wicking technology. Available in 2 versions, a standard version and a professional version with the added benefit of antimicrobial properties. Sun Island Face Mask, superior comfort and maximum protection for you and our heroes, frontline workers everywhere. In stock now at Sun Island Clothes, C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Site, Bastair, Sun Pharmacy, Port Zante and Keon Street, Health Plus Pharmacy opposite Social Security Building, and Indocarb Stores on Central Street. Call Sun Island Clothes now at 465-8070 or 465-8042.
Here is how I pay my Flow bills using the MyFlow app in just 3 easy steps. First, I downloaded the free app from the App Store. Then, I opened the app and logged in with my Flow ID. I activated my Flow ID earlier for free at flowid.co. I clicked on the account number and watched the magic begin. All my bills and the info right there at my fingertips. Just confirm the payment amount, then card details, and that's it. No trips to town, no long lines, and no hassle. Flow is keeping me connected.
This is what freedom feels like. It's the best on the world to take you high. Yeah, we better together.
What do we have next?
Well, we're gonna bring on the next Calypsonian. Next Calypsonian coming on. It's the man, boy, full of life. He used, but I like his songs then. And we're going to bring on this new one he bring this year. Hear what he say. Labor in, labor out, in and out. That is the name of the song, the man. Neglector. Neglector.
Put your hands together, welcome on stage. Number 3, Neglector from the Legends Calypso Tent.
Doubling tongue, problem in the country. Look doubling tongue, problem in the country. A person told me to Kansas, government, labor out. He's a labor in, labor out. Labor in, labor in, labor in, labor out. Labor in, labor in, labor in, labor out. Oh, yo. Doubling tongue, problem in the country. Look, doubling tongue, problem in the country. A pastor told me to help us to labor in, Wayo.